Now that we've done everything we needed to do in the new town of Kasuto, we want to travel back to the cave to get to the other side of the cave, I suppose, and we can make our way towards the next palace, which is known as the Hidden Palace. Here I am fighting one of those red Lizalfos, and I personally find them to be much more difficult than the orange Lizalfos. However, what's strange about the whole thing is that the red ones only give you 100 experience points, while the orange ones give you 150. You would think it would be the other way around, given the difficulty level of the two. It's just not the case, for whatever reason. Just continue along to the left, and there's a couple more. These Tektites have respawned since we left the cave, so you can use your fire spell, defeat them, and just continue along. Before we actually make our way to the next dungeon, there's a few points bags. There's one of them that's a secret in the bushes. Well, I ran into a side scene here, but it's just to the south of this side scene. Just pay attention to the exact square where I walk, and this will lead to another one of those secret points bags. It's just one spot to the right, and just head straight down, and here we are. There is one of these red Lizalfos protecting it. You can defeat the Lizalfos if you want. I just skipped over them because, like I said, I think those guys are really hard to defeat. And the points bag is worth 500. Walk to this square here at the edge and get the 8th and final heart container. Or 4th and final heart container, but now we have 8 in total. And that now means our life and our magic are now completely filled. So that's a good thing. And here we are at, if we listen to the advice before, we stand right in between the 3 rocks, you play the whistle, and whop, pop, here comes the Hidden Palace. You can hit the statue here at the beginning, and either an iron knuckle or a red jar will come out, so you can keep leaving and coming back until you have maximum magic. This first area here deals mainly with getting points back, an extra point back, and a lot of extra experience. As you can tell right now, I'm already near 3,200 experience points because of those extra overworld point bags. And as I mentioned, what I really want to do is, if you are already at the current levels that I am at, I want to get up to that 6,000 level by the time I defeat the boss. What that will do is then I'll be able to upgrade my magic to level 8, but then because once I place the crystal into the statue, I'll be able to upgrade my sword to level 8, and I will be fully upgraded. So on the right side, just defeat the bubbles and get the point bag to get some extra experience points. And now we can head, don't mind the elevator for now, just head to the west, and there's a couple more bubbles, and you can just continue along to the west. One thing that's also worth noting, now that I have the spell, I just love that name, the spell. You can actually use it almost against any enemy in dungeons. Not all of them, a lot of them though, and they will instantly turn into bots. This is one of those hidden tricks that a lot of people don't really know of, but the spell actually has more use than its single use in the hidden town, or the town of Kasuto. So you can use it, it'll turn iron knuckles, it'll turn Stalfos, armored Stalfos, doom knockers. I believe it'll even turn these bubbles into bots when you use it. So especially the blue iron knuckles, if you have trouble defeating them, you can use the spell and they will just turn into little bots, which you can kill easily. A few things about it though. For example, this Doom Knocker here, if I were to use the spell, if I killed the bots, they would only give me the amount of experience points that a bot would give me. So it would only give me 2 experience points instead of 100 experience points. I could also use the spell against this blue iron knuckle, and it'll completely disappear, just turning into a bot, making it very easy for me to defeat it. Alternatively, now that I have the level 7 sword, they take much less number of hits to defeat. While in the third, especially the third palace and then the fourth palace, while they were some of the toughest enemies in the game, now they're not nearly as difficult. I'm using the jump spell here, but I really didn't need to use it at all. There's a secret statue here, but there's a much more efficient way of getting that statue, and I'll show it to you guys in just a second. There's a blue iron knuckle here, and I'm not sure why I decided to pick a battle with this one, but you can just go ahead and do it. And remember, you can still use the jump slash attack, you can use the spell to get rid of him, or you can just do it the old-fashioned way of just mano-y-mano, trying to block his attacks. And I finally defeated him. Now, heading back to these holes in the ground here, they're actually secrets. You can fall down them and you don't die. And you fall down the first screen if you just hold to the left. There's a blue iron knuckle with a point back, so get that. And then you can fall down to another level. And then you can fall down to a third level. And basically, there's another point back here. But this is basically a repeating loop. You can just keep falling down and down. And if you fall down a fourth time, it takes you back to the top screen, of which I could reach that iron knuckle statue, which I previously wasted a jump spell to get to. So I sort of messed up in a way. Anyway, I'm finally progressing to the right here, and there's some more wizards here. And if you've been noticing, I've been killing all of these wizards because now that we've upgraded our magic up to the level 7 magic, it doesn't take nearly as much magic to use the reflect spell. So it's now much more worth trying to kill these wizards, since in my opinion they are basically a free 100 experience points if you think about it. So just continue along to the east. There's these stupid wolf statue things that shoot these fireballs at you, and I just suck against them. I always get hit by those things. But there's numerous bubbles here, and there's a point bag on the ground here. I'm gonna get this point bag, but I'm gonna completely ditch that iron knuckle to the left. I'm closing in on the 6,000. I'm actually already past the 5,000 mark, and like I said, I'm not going to be able to get to 6,000 and then another upgrade after that, so there is no need for me to try to kill every single enemy at this point. So just move along. You do not need to kill all these enemies. This bubble's been chasing me throughout the whole room, so I will kill this one. Now don't mind the Doom Knocker for now. We want to jump all the way to the right. I missed the jump, so I'm just going to use the jump spell. You really don't need to. You could have made it across, but it's kind of annoying making a 3-block jump. Notice I used the jump spell here because there's a secret after this area. I used the jump over there because there's actually a hole in the ground just to the left of that little background pillar thing. And if you just walk across, you'll fall down and go to the floor below. So be careful. Use the jump spell right over there. Just do it exactly as I did it in the video. And here is somewhat of a mini boss for once. You can use the shield spell, and all it really is a blue iron knuckle. And we fought them before, and as you can tell, one downward thrust took 2 of its health. So altogether, it only takes only 3 hits to get it off the chariot, off the horse, and just takes 3 hits to kill it completely, which is much easier than it did before. After it's done, get the key, which will allow you to move eastward, and we get the dungeon item, which is the cross. And that'll do it for this section. Join me for the rest of the dungeon.